What makes Carlos Alcaraz potentially the most dangerous on clay?
Well, I think it's his creativity, because and along with his creativity comes the disguise in it. We see when he takes back that forehand how he's able to change it in the last minute, and he does it from anywhere in the court. But the thing that I saw in those highlights is when he is changing the direction from line to cross, how quickly he penetrates, especially off the forehand, to be able to rush you. And on clay, when you're sliding in and trying to get your weight back to recover to center, if you can rush them into the cross, that's where you open up so much, even when it's just a clean winner or you're able to come forward. We know how clean Carlos is in that transition game.
Yeah, you know, it's such an interesting conversation to have. You and I were talking about it in the green room, and I think it's a combination of what Coco said and also what he faces. I think it's actually much more difficult to finish a point against Alcaraz on clay because he moves so well. He's a little bit more vulnerable on a grass court. He's a little bit more vulnerable on a fast hard court to have to defend, whereas on clay, it's really difficult to make him defend, and that little extra time lets him use the three components that Coco talked about. He beats you with his speed, he beats you with weight of shot, and he beats you with court positioning. And he does all those three more masterfully than anybody on a clay court. And so when you put those two together, it's a how do I finish the point question that you have to answer. So we're getting the two that are the best on the planet in all of those areas tomorrow to watch, and it is going to be electric.
That's an interesting question that Paul poses. How do you finish a point on clay against Carlos Alcaraz?
Well, one, it comes with patience. I think if you don't have the patience to stay in the rally with Carlos Alcaraz and also weather the blows that he's able to possess and have a good defensibility, that's why Cam Norrie causes him so much trouble, because he's willing to just stay back and say, okay, I'm going to keep in these rallies, and if your creativity gets in your own way, then I will be the victor. But there's so many players that don't have, one, the speed and athleticism to keep up with Carlos Alcaraz, nor do they have the ability to be able to say, I'm going to D up and be patient out here to make sure I wait, maybe not the first one, not the second one, even maybe potentially the fifth try to be able to gain the advantage. And that's the hard part and the hard question as players, to be like, am I willing to be that patient? Most of the time, the answer is no.
Most of the time it is, but Jannik Sinner could be that guy. By the way, I got to give Paul credit. He called it 40-15, 4-all second set. Vasho serving, he's like, he's going to get broken right now at 40-15.
I was panicked. I wasn't ready to come in here. I had to get dressed quickly. It was tough. It was very panicky, but I got there.
All that said, got to give some props to the Monegasque, up to 17 in the world. All he's been able to do after taking the title in Shanghai last year has not fallen off. He has just risen, Paul.
Yeah, tip of the cap to this man. What a great effort, getting a clap of the hands from some local royalty, and now he may be up on that pedestal of local royalty himself. He has really had a meteoric rise in the last 10 months. He is clapping hands, and he talked about it yesterday. Getting to see all of his childhood friends watch him do this here in Monaco. What a great story. It's been fun to watch, and he truly has blossomed into a terrific, terrific tennis player. Really awkward to play against.
Well, I think, you know, as anybody, you go in front of your friends and your family, and you're able to perform at that sort of level and be able to make another run. He's not going to be a flash in the pan of having that amazing title run in Shanghai. There's going to be many more of Valentin Vachereau of being able to improve himself, improve his game, and also take it to different surfaces, because he's still fresh and new on the ATP Tour. We forget, even though he is of the age, he's gaining the respect of his peers. And that's what's the most important thing when you are fresh on tour, to be able to say, hey, I'm getting a shout out from Carlos Alcaraz, who's one of the best in the game, if not the best right now.
I don't think I've ever seen anything like it. Somebody at his age to go like this and go from 200 in the world to now top 20 and has maintained that level. It's been really impressive to see.